The tabletop takeaway.
Game mechanics on display.
Three designers share the stage.
Pick a genre and we'll play.
The tabletop takeaway.
Welcome back to the Tabletop Takeaway. I'm Charlie McCarran,
I'm Trevor Muller-Hagel.
And I'm Ananda Gunratna.
and this is our third in our Engine Builder series. And for this one, I knew I wanted to pick Sprocketforge by our very own Ananda. And I'm introducing this one just because Ananda didn't necessarily want to pick his own game, but I am...
He was actively uncomfortable with us picking his game.
Yep, so
just for clarity there.
I'm forcing it, though, because this is your first published game, so
Yes.
congrats.
Thank you.
With Sophisticated Cerberus Games. And as the introducer, I'll give you the high-level overview, and I'm sure I'll forget a few rules here. But so we are crafting magical artifacts in the city of Sprocketforge. And I'm going to try to describe this game very visually because it's visually very fun. You have gears. That it's all about the gears, and 5 gears. Imagine that there's one in the middle and 4 around the outsides that they actually connect and spin. And there's 6 slots on each gear, and whichever slot is facing you on each of these gears is the items that you'll produce. And so there's like these gear slots that you're actually putting in so cardboard pieces that tell you, for example, oh, this one has stone, fire, and something else around the gear. So you'll only have one active gear to start. 2.
At the start of the game, you have 2 gears. Well, they're called the bits inside the gear are called enchantments. But basically, you have 2 gears.
Okay, yes. So the gears get enchanted by the
cardboard pieces.
Cardboard pieces that you're drafting. So yeah, that part of it's really cool. Love that. And there's also upgrades.
They're called seals.
Seals, thank you.
But yes, they're upgrades.
You gotta have those magical terms.
Yeah.
Seals, which are hex pieces that go inside those enchantments. And this is like why the engine building is really fun, because you have the combination of how your enchantments are lining up and how your seals are lining up with them too, because within those hexes there's some like basic useful actions and connection points that also line up. Just also look up a picture of this as I'm explaining it too, because that's part of it. So the other piece of the game is that you are basically fulfilling orders in a way, but getting the right combo of mana to fulfill these magical contracts.
They're called orders.
Orders, okay, yes.
These mystical, magical orders.
Orders, yes.
Requests from different types of
customers.
people.
From the nobles, the
Merchants, and the commoners.
Yeah. Basically like 3 tiers of cards. Additionally, one of the other cool things is, so every time you kind of have to make your factory sustainable, because there's also when you complete one of these orders, all the mana you use gets put in your exhaust. Like you could think of it like
pollution.
The pollution coming out of your chimney.
Got that earth pollution.
Yes. And that's a fun interaction in terms of between the other players. You can actually recycle from their factories and take some of the mana. I'm
not sure if you said this already, but there are 4 different types of mana, and fire, earth, air, and water. And your orders require a combination of them.
Yes. Yeah. And once you fulfill an order, you also get points and another bonus, which might be upgrading a gear which is actually an enchantment. You flip it over, and it's even better.
It's called reforging.
Reforging, yes. And you also can draw a favor card,
which are
like
love letter. Favor cards.
Yes, they look. Imagine a love letter type
Card back.
They're 1 to 3 points, and then you can also use an action to petition these nobles. And if your factory is very green,
Very
and
clean.
low pollution, you'll get a chance at getting a higher point value one there. So it sounds like a lot, but it actually, once you get going, it's really nice. And the thing I haven't explained yet is what you actually do for your actions on your turn, which is you can either produce, which is gain stuff from your enchantment gears, or plan, which is remove some of your pollution and then take order cards, or you can petition. That's the trading in your favorite cards for better ones if your factory is not very dirty. Additionally, when you take your action, everyone else can follow. And I think that's really nice in this, it's very much simultaneous play in terms of follow actions. You get a little bonus, obviously not as good as the main action.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. That's
In a
basically
nutshell.
And then at the end, you turn your gears. That's the
Yes.
end of your turn.
Yep.
At
Your
the
gears-
end of the turn.
Yes.
Gears turn every turn.
Yep. And you can usually also use a follow action from someone else to turn your gears.
Yes.
So
If you don't want to do the actual...
Yeah.
Which is sometimes useful if, on my board in the game we played, I had one sector of my gears that was incredibly powerful, and close to the last round I did use a couple of follow actions to line it up so my last turn would be just executing on that super awesome sector.
Yeah.
Where all of my best symbols were.
Yeah, because when you produce, you always produce on the bottom of the gear.
Yeah.
And so, you want to make sure they all are at that good point on the bottom. But you're also, destroying the enchantments on gears, reforging them and moving them. So, you might lose track of what is actually going to be the optimal one if you're not paying close attention.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I definitely messed that up a couple times.
Well, and you can engineer things so that on a future turn when you predict you're going to produce, you get exactly what you need.
Right.
Yeah, and I've played many versions of this game, which have all been fun in different ways. But this, finally playing the published version, is everything flows really nicely.
Yeah, it
very
does.
slick. But yeah, interesting to see it evolve over time. But I think I feel like all versions that I've played had the 5 gears, maybe. How did it start for you?
So the number of gears has changed over time. The earliest versions, I think they went up to 6 gears.
That sounds like something I remember.
Oh yeah, because
then-
you had 6 gears plus little in between tiny gears.
Right, to make them all rotate the same direction. And then I decided, okay, we'll just have one gear that rotates the wrong direction because we don't need extra parts.
Yeah.
Yeah, which in this play of it didn't really matter too much for me because it was like every other one.
Yeah.
was
I had the same
which is kind of
setup.
nice for the middle gear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so I think I've talked about this game before.
I think we brought it up a couple times
Yeah.
in the podcast.
So I obviously have already said a little bit, but you guys just played it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think for me it's cool to see also how you did the action system in the end, because I remember you had it wasn't as clean of I do 1 of 3 actions.
Yes.
Remind me, what were some of the different versions of that and why you ended up switching to It's like simpler.
Yeah, well, I remember for a while there was a wheel in the middle, and you would rotate the wheel to determine your action and also, I think, also the action that other people would follow.
Oh, interesting.
That was kind of weird. Very early on, I think it was just choose. Well, it was just choose one of these actions, but there weren't follows for it. For a while, the game was simultaneous, so everyone could choose their action at the same time. And then it switched to being turn-based, and I discovered that it's not much fun to be waiting for your turn. Obviously, very common problem, downtime.
Yep.
And the follow system was introduced to fix that, and it's a pretty simple fix. It turns out you don't need to give players very much to keep them engaged when it's not their turn.
Oh yeah, a simple choice of do I turn my gears or do I get this one resource?
Yeah. Honestly, you don't even need to give them a choice.
Yeah.
If you look at games like Machi Koro or Space Base, well, I guess Space Base has a little bit of a choice, but
marginally, yeah.
If you look at Machi Koro, for example, or Catan, you don't have choices when it's not your turn, but just getting something keeps players engaged, even if they're not making a choice.
That's true. Yeah, if it's been like a few minutes with you not doing anything, you're just kind of sitting there zoning out, waiting for your turn. And they're like, oh, you get the oh, I got a thing. Oh, great. Oh, now I have this.
Yeah.
Oh, that changes my next turn. Okay.
Yeah. And the follow action is nice because it actually matters what they pick on their turn.
Yes.
Like, yeah, versus Machikoro is like, oh, roll the dice, and then whatever the dice are, sure, I get something. It's like, oh, I actually care about what you do as your action. So.
Yeah, and if you're paying attention to your opponents in this game, you can definitely trip them up or make sure that they can't benefit from the follow. Because, like, if they have very low exhaust, for example, and their cards are full, then they're not going to benefit much.
I was big on that.
Yeah, from following on a plan action. And if they have too much exhaust, then they can't benefit from following a petition.
Oh, that's what I did. Yeah.
And I should say we played the advanced game.
Yes, I was going to mention that too.
The game has a basic mode and an advanced mode, and the advanced mode has changes that look quite well. You get faction powers. The other changes don't appear that well, or I guess I don't know what your impression of them is. But on the page, they don't seem like they're that much, but it actually makes a very big difference. Because the big change I would say maybe the biggest change between the advanced game and the basic game is that in the basic game, when you follow the produce action, you get 1 mana of any type. In the advanced game, you only get mana from an active symbol on your gears, which means in the advanced game, lining up your gears for future turns becomes much, much more important. Because you can't rely on free wild mana all the time, like you can in the base game, or in the basic game.
Yeah. And so advanced mode, we each had an asymmetric power. Actually, kind of like a few of them that feel like they combo together, obviously.
And some were like slightly negatives and some were positives. So it's like almost like your drive to like prevent bad things.
Yeah, all of the factions have something they're bad at and something they're very good at.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, for example, mine, it's interesting because mostly everyone else could do their orders in any order. I had to do my orders in a certain order, left to right, or suffer a penalty if I don't.
And you actually lose orders if you jump ahead in the queue.
And points.
Yeah. So I definitely tried to do them all in order. And I like that. Like, I remember I played a version where that was the rule of the game. But it's like, you can reuse this idea that you threw away for the main game and make it advanced game, because it is harder.
Yeah, that is a great source. If you're doing a game and it's going through lots of changes, that is a great source that you can mine for special faction abilities. Is just look at stuff you threw away and make that an ability that one faction has.
Right.
It's like super easy. Super easy way to get ideas.
Yeah.
Yourself from years ago.
Yeah. I think actually that might be my takeaway for this one of how different our powers were as asymmetric factions, because it makes me want to play again and try what the heck was Trevor doing over there. His was all about like trashing stuff.
Yeah,
from
destroying
his
my
gears.
enchantments and
Yeah.
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 It was interesting. I really liked it. And I had some more flexibility with the enchantments and like with elements stored on them. I didn't use it as much as I should have. I should have gotten more storage based enchantments so I could store more elements and then use those.
Yeah.
But I kind of missed that. I was trying a different strategy for a while too, and that slowed me down in my engine. And it's like, yeah, that's just kind of learning these games. It's like there's a lot of fun ways that you can pursue it.
Yeah. And
And-
my faction
yeah.
was very straightforward. The kobolds, basically, they like to recycle stuff, and they get fewer points for noble orders, so they'd rather complete a bunch of merchant orders.
Right.
Although some noble orders may still be necessary. And they have, I think, quite a good faction production symbol. Each faction has their own special production symbol that does something different. The kobolds can recycle 2 mana from their own exhaust. So like it's both cleaning up their exhaust and giving them mana for completing orders. So if you just spam that on your gears, you can get quite a nice engine going.
Yeah. And I forgot my ability like that would have been great for having more storage as well, because then I can just clear all of my stored elements and produce with it, or put them into my mana pool. Which that would have been great.
Yeah.
But that's what you like about engine builders is after you play it, you come back to it. It's like, oh, I had all these things I was doing last time. Let me try this time.
Yeah.
And as long
Yeah.
as your game can actually do that, then you have a good game, because then like people want to come back and experience it again.
Yeah.
Yeah, and maybe also don't be afraid to add restrictions on players in this. For example, like with the asymmetric factions, yes, you do get a bonus, but you have a restriction that really gives you a challenge.
And I'm not
Especially
used to having restrictions for asymmetry. I'm
And
realizing.
And maybe also because it's you're mostly doing your own personal thing. It's nice to have a restriction, because if it was more of an interactive game, maybe restrictions feel worse.
Well, other players are your restriction.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but making this the advanced mode is like clear. Oh, it's going to be harder. Prepares people for it.
Yeah. Well, one of the challenges with having restrictions on variable player powers is that when you give someone a bonus, then they're rewarded for, remembering that. But when you give someone a penalty, it's something they have to remember, but it's also
That hurts
a bad
them.
thing.
Yeah.
Right. So there's no reward for remembering. It's work without reward, which is bad.
Which I think this works in yours because it's so key to how they worked out. Like mine was clearly changed my entire how I'm playing the game of like these orders have to be completed in this order.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna really screw that up.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, and honestly, like there were times that I did not use the thing I'm supposed to do every turn, so I took negative points. It's like I was weighing them in my head, like, okay, is it worth taking the hit this turn, or should I try and figure out a way to do it? Yeah. And I think like having that extra piece of the puzzle is really nice. Yeah.
And it reminds me a little bit also of Planet Unknown, how they do that, where, the base version of it is you just play with the basic planet, but all the planets have a backside that has some harder rules. And that one, I asked Adam about it, of Adam's Apple Games, and he wasn't actually too concerned with trying to balance them all, because the idea is it is meant to be a harder version of a planet for each player. And I thought the other thing we had talked about with him was like, maybe someday there could be like a Planet Unknown scoreboard online where it's like you enter in which planet you did and which tech you took, or industry, whatever the second board is called, and just like enter your points and see how you did compared to everyone else who had that exact setup,
Oh, sure.
rather than
Comparing,
like maybe you lost the game against someone who had the base mode.
You don't want to compare apples to atoms. Wait, that's
Yeah. So maybe that could be a Sprocketforge thing too. Like,
Yeah.
but ideally, I think you guys spent more time making sure these were balanced with each other.
Yeah, I mean, the sophisticated Cerberus did most of the balancing of the factions.
Yeah. But it was, I mean, Trevor and I, very close game.
yeah, 2 points apart from each other.
There's no question Ananda was going to win at this game.
There was
after
a point
having-
where we were all tied. We held it for.
I was behind for.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
At the beginning of the
And
game.
they're like, oh yeah, now I just do this, and this, and this, and this, and this, and this, and this,
Yeah.
and this, and this. It's like, oh god, okay, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So another aspect of this game that I guess maybe we haven't talked about is the disenchanting mechanic, which is the game. I mean, you mentioned this a bit with your faction.
Right.
The game lets you deconstruct your engine. You can blow up your gears for a short-term gain.
Right.
And that's, I mean, how do you feel about that in an engine builder, about blowing up your own engine?
I'm always hesitant. Like even with, deck builders, I'm always hesitant to trash cards if I purchased it. Base cards, sure. But like I'm always a little wary. But as I got more used to doing it, especially my faction can disenchant multiple gears in a single turn to get more benefits. And they also want to disenchant every turn. And so it's like, okay, that makes sense. But I was still hesitant to do it. And I started to see the benefit at the very end. And then I shot myself in the foot. So that's what you do.
I think it's a cool choice to be able to, get rid of something for a really good short-term benefit.
Yeah.
Because in this one, it's really important that you, use your mana in that turn that you have, because you can't really store it up
You can't bank it in your pool. It goes into
onto the gears itself.
Onto
We
the
didn't
gears.
actually say that too.
That's-
So there's like
that's
storage
actually-
spaces on the gears, but you then would have to time it out where these extra mana
or
are,
have a faction ability that lets you use them.
or that too.
Yes. Yeah, that's that. I guess that's actually a really key part of the game is the timing aspect to it, which it was always the case that timing mattered, but not in necessarily the way it does now. So the whole reason that it works is because you are only allowed to store mana by putting it on specific sectors of gears, where you only get it back when they come around. So you
Right.
need to get the mana you need for an order all at the same time. If you didn't have that restriction and you could just hold mana from turn to turn,
Right.
then there wouldn't really be a game. It wouldn't matter that the
timing.
it wouldn't matter that the gears are changing every round, because
Right.
it's just like it's feeding you this mana over time, and you're eventually going to get what you need. It's the fact that you can't save it that makes the different sectors of the gear matter.
Right.
That is key to the design. Early on in the design, the timing puzzle was instead that gears both consumed and produced mana.
Oh,
so you
sure.
needed to make sure that you produced the mana that a gear needed on the turn when it needed to consume it. Otherwise, the gear would blow up
Yeah.
and you'd lose it. And that wasn't very fun.
Yeah.
Seems interesting, but frustrating in the same
Yeah.
breath.
Yeah, I think this thinking about so far all the engine builders we played Wormspan, Studies in Sorcery, and Sprocketforge here. They all have like a good amount of tension in terms of like, oh, I really need to do this right now.
The urgency, yes.
Yeah. And maybe that's a lesson for game designers who are making engine builders, is like, it's easy to have your engine run away and then everything's so easy.
Yeah.
You're gaining a ton of stuff and you're buying whatever you want, and
Yeah.
that's
I know, make
not-
30 gold a turn.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's like, okay, cool, but it doesn't have the tension anymore. So like,
Yeah.
how can you keep the tension going? Ratchet up the amount of cool things you're doing, but also
Yeah.
like keep the tension of, oh, I need to do this now.
And this feels like a takeaway.
Yeah, even though Charlie already
Second
said it.
takeaway, I guess. Yes.
Well, my takeaway was actually going to be the fact that you don't have to clear, like, spend element or spend your resources off of your board when you do things. You can actually just shift them on your board to another area, which is what the exhaust is.
Send them from one thing to another thing.
Yeah, it converts it into another thing, which actually gives it to act like, in this instance, when things are in your exhaust, then that means other people have access to it. And so it's very similar to like, follow actions as well. Like if I do this, they can do that too. So do you have that as part of what you're doing in your decision tree? Or is it like, oh, hey, you know what? I'm just worried about myself and I'm just going to worry about what my things are. Because there was a point where I accidentally messed up Charlie's plan by just not having earth in my exhaust. And I just had mostly just water because that's what my focus was.
Yep.
Yeah.
And like, it's just really interesting. Like, you don't have to spend a resource and put it back into the bank. You could just convert it into something else and have that be usable again in some way.
I think that's a really good point. It actually, we talked about this a bit, I think, with Indonesia.
Yeah.
But I do really like systems where the cost of something isn't just it goes back to the bank.
Yeah.
We talked about this in the context of auctions specifically.
Sure, yeah.
Like auctioning back to the bank versus auctioning somewhere else. Like in Indonesia, it just becomes points when you spend it. But that doesn't just have to be for auctions. I think in most games, you can come up with something more creative to do than giving something back to the bank.
Right.
Like just move it to a different zone, and that's the cost.
Yeah. And that zone does something new with it. And that plays with it in a new way. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember, what is it called? Terra Mystica.
Oh, yeah.
Has that honestly very weird system with the bowls that you move the pieces between. There's 3 bowls, and
but magic.
Yeah. That I still do not understand what that is about.
It's weird.
It's a little weird.
It's fun.
I guess
Yeah.
Those aren't exactly the same thing because I don't think it matters where they are except that they are in the bowl where you can use them.
Right.
It's maybe like a cooldown system.
Yeah. It's sort of it's a very weird cooldown system.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah.
Spend things and put them somewhere else.
And honestly, even like Lords of Waterdeep, not to completely derail, you can own different worker placement spots, and then when people use it, instead of paying the bank, they pay you. Yeah. And like even just that little shift, like kind of changes the dynamic of what those resources are doing.
Yeah, it's way more fun when they go to a or like Barrage. I think Barrage is the waterfall one.
I don't know that one.
Where it's like there's waterfalls and dams, and the water pools up at the top, and then it goes through the dam and stuff happens, and then it goes to a lower pool, but now it can go to a lower dam.
Oh, okay.
And it just keeps flowing through. And anyway, that's another example, I guess.
Sure.
Well, and when in practice when we're playing it, I really like that you themed it as this is kind of the waste product, the byproducts of your stuff, because it feels like that. There's not many games where you complete your thing and it's like, oh, all these resources I used are now, I have to plan around that and be like a sustainable business. And it really feels like, you have to think about like how you're affecting the environment of this game.
Well, and really like it comes back to the petition actions too, because the more you have in your exhaust, the less you can do with petition actions.
Yeah.
Yep.
The nobles don't want anything to do with you.
Yeah, and that's a like easy way to get points. Like if you have a favorite card that's worth 1 point and someone does a petition action, it's like, oh man, they're doing the green one. I could have gotten 3 extra points.
Yeah.
Had I just had a clean system.
Yeah.
And it's just like, oh, that's really interesting.
Yeah, sort of an environmental message.
Yeah, maybe someday there'll be like the environmental
thanks to
version of this
Sprocketforge
game. Yeah,
Yeah, goodness. I guess I need a takeaway. Too.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, what's your takeaway from your game?
I mean, I have a lot of takeaways, honestly. I guess one of the things I really enjoyed that developed later in the game, or I should say later in the design process, was the mana recycling system. And what I like about it is that, first of all, it's a passive trade system. And just
So
to
you're
clarify,
talking about like
Yeah, sorry.
when you grab
Right,
from
what-
someone
yeah.
else's exhaust
yes.
piles.
So there's a mechanic in this game called recycle. When you take a recycle, when you resolve a recycle symbol, you get to take a exhaust from someone else's mana. So this helps both of you because
Yeah.
their waste is going away, so their factory is becoming cleaner, which is good, and you're getting a mana that you presumably need. It's kind of like a wild mana, except it's dependent on what they have available in the
Right.
exhaust. And so you both get something, but there are a couple of really nice things to the system. First of all, it's passive. You don't need to negotiate. I really like passive trade systems. Second, it is beneficial in a way that doesn't seem to... There are some players who do not like to do things that help other players, and they will actually go out of their way and sabotage their own game to avoid helping anyone else at all.
Oh yeah.
And this doesn't seem to trigger that instinct in them as much.
Interesting.
Possibly because I keep hearing people say this. They frame it as stealing the mana
Right.
from their neighbor. I always sort of laugh inside when I hear people saying, "Charlie, you said this." Or,
Did I?
Or,
Yeah,
no,
maybe.
Trevor, maybe you said it earlier on in this. No, I think it was you, Charlie. I'm going to steal this mana. And
Which is actually not mana you were going to use, and it
Yeah.
would have, yeah.
well, I guess in the case of the kobolds, I could actually use that, but
Oh, that's true.
a
Right.
special case. But
Well, and it also is a target, or you get the choice between either neighbor,
yeah,
and you're going to pick the person who's in last place, probably.
Either last
Un-
or who
unless-
has the
or-
element you need.
unless it's
Who's someone who
unless
does-
it's Charlie and I'm 5 points behind him and he decides I'm winning anyway.
Well, and I knew you were going to win by at least, 10 points.
Yeah, at least
above
10
us.
points.
Yeah.
Ended up like 12, 13.
But the other nice thing about the recycle mechanic is that procedurally it's very clean. And what I mean by that is it is a single motion that you take you grab the mana and you put it in your mana pool.
Yeah.
It's a single motion that benefits both players.
Oh, sure.
Rather than say the typical way that these exchanges go is, okay, I give this thing, maybe I give this thing to you, or
Right, and then I take it,
and then you
you
take it,
take
or
it.
I give this thing and then you take this other thing. It's just very clean. I just take the thing.
2 sheep for 2 wood. 2 sheep for
Right.
2 wood. Anyone?
Yeah.
2 sheep for 2 wood. Okay.
And it's
Nobody's taking that, dude.
No, that's fine.
like I guess this maybe this sounds kind of weird, but it's a motion where I like what's happening because I'm taking the thing. It's the thing I want. You like that I'm taking the thing,
Right.
Whereas in a trade situation, it's okay. Well, I'm giving the thing away. I don't like giving the thing away.
Right.
I like that I'm getting a thing, but every part of the interaction, both people are very happy with.
Well, and I mean, it's like what we were talking about before with studies in sorcery. You are getting rid of a liability for someone.
Yeah.
And you are getting an asset.
Yes.
And so, like, while it's not one person getting both things, you actually still create that same feeling. And it's
Yeah.
like, oh, yeah, this is great. Okay, yeah, now, hey, my exhaust is even down lower than I last saw. This is perfect.
Right. So I guess to summarize, I think my takeaway is this type of interaction where I take something you don't want and that I do want,
Yeah.
and that it's very simple. It feels very good for both players.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's have more of those.
And it's not a
That's
co-op
cool.
situation.
Yeah.
Like, it's still competitive.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
let people take other people's liabilities and use them as assets.
Yeah, there you go.
Just take it.
Yeah.
I'm
Which
gonna
is interesting.
take someone's car, which is a liability, most people think, and then it's an asset for me because I have to pay for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it works this way because it's only one resource token. Usually resources represent one thing only, but because of the location of them on the table, it is useful in one space and
Yeah.
negative
Unuseful.
Right. Yeah. The
other
meaning.
space.
That's a good point. The meaning is location based. So by taking it, you're changing the meaning without having to do anything complicated.
Yeah. It's very clean and elegant. I like it.
yeah, or dirty and polluting.
Oh.
Depends on where it is. Yep. Well, cool. I think that's Sprocketforge. Congrats, Ananda.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
congrats,
The
man.
published game, and yeah, it was great. So tune in next time for our final wrap-up episode on engine builders.
Hey, thanks for listening to The Tabletop Takeaway. This podcast is made possible by listeners like you. So please tell your friends and visit our website at thetabletoptakeaway.com, where you can suggest games and mechanics for us to cover next on the show.